But now, when you see me after you watch this full video, you're not going to be confused on who I am. All right, y'all. My name is Bakari. I go by Rook or Wolfsbane7 when I play games. I've recorded this a second ago, 32 minutes of it. And I just decided to start over. It was not necessarily rambling, but there's history that's not together. So I'm here to talk about me losing my best friend, what it did to me, and things that changed about me when he died. I have been wanting to make this video for maybe like the last 2 weeks because I don't know. I think I listened to one of Kobe's songs, and it just lets you know it's time to talk. Like I thought last year my grieving period was over. Grieving does not have a time period. It doesn't have a time period at all. And I thought, oh, after a couple months I'll be fine. And I was not fine for the first year. Me and my wife, I'm gonna give you everything, but a lot more cohesive this time instead of me rambling. I'm gonna talk to a couple people. I'm gonna talk to the entirety of my family to tell them why I don't come around as often. I'm gonna talk to my nana because she's very. You need to come around the family. I'm gonna talk about my mom and Larry. I'm gonna talk about Yuri, and if I remember some other people, I'll bring them up. Oh, and DJ as well. My wife has been there for me in my darkest moments. Kobe has been there for me in my darkest moments. Zay has been there for me in my darkest moments, and my auntie Vanita, my auntie Kia have been there for me in my darkest moments, where I have doubted certain things about me, who I wanted to be, what it takes to get there, and we're talking about Zay dying and essentially becoming a first 48 case. That was probably the most traumatic thing that has happened to me in the past year and a half. Outside of this, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll ask my wife if I can talk about that in the future. But that happening was probably the turning point for me in my life. And I know a lot of y'all can see that. I had been married for 6 months when Zay got killed. So when you're supposed to be in this moment with your wife and enjoying everything, which y'all would consider the honeymoon phase, me and Mimi went through our honeymoon phase very quickly because we knew we loved each other. There was nothing that we wouldn't do for each other. The position I'm in right now is because of my love for my wife and my love for God at the time as well, because I wanted to make sure my wife was comfortable. I wanted to be able to marry my wife. I wanted my pastor to marry us together as a couple. So I did everything that I could to get married to my wife because that's what I wanted. I'm slouching like a mug. Nana, don't beat me. Let me fix this. Basically, we were enjoying our marriage, man. Enjoying it. Me and Zay and Kobe were talking every day. And Zay was starting to ask me questions about God, which, he's not been like a religious person, but he said he believed in God. And I was just like, he's seen me up and down with Christ. Like I've been in church, been out of church for myself, on the roller coaster of this walk we call faith in God. He's seen every last bit of it. He's seen me in my addictions to different perverse things. He's seen me in my when I was drinking a bunch, when I was not working, when I was working, and then I would quit a job after 3 to 6 months. Like he's seen essentially every part of me. We've had deep conversations. We've been very close. Me, him, and Kobe have been very close. We've had a lot of conversations. Uh, you know, and give me 1 second. This is that I've been talking for too long, Jan. It's gonna happen a couple more times. Basically, I was closer to him and Kobe than I was to Uriel and Dante at one point. It's that serious, and I can say that because it was the truth. Because my feelings were not pushed to the side. They weren't. Oh, it's not that serious. It was. Let's talk about it. But it wasn't all ushy and gushy. It was just either that or it was, man, you being a punk. And that's perfectly fine because that's how I grew up with Uriel and Dante. All you being a punk or, oh, that's crazy. And then we would eat them bullets and go on about our day. Because I've been a stoic person. I used to be very emotional, but I'm a very stoic person now as I've gotten older and come to terms with my emotions and with my walk, with God and seeing what he's done to me from then to now. Like, a lot of stuff don't hurt me for real. So when he dies, after he's asking me, yeah, bro, like, can we pray? I'm talking about, he's like, bro, can we pray? Or Zay, I can pray for you. And he's getting himself, he's going back to college. He got his GED, went to, like, it was like, he was finally choosing a life for himself. So he was working towards that. And basically, he's like, yeah, bro, like, I found this church. Like, I'm gonna try to go there because I used to go with my friend and his grandmother. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna try to see what God got for me. And this man literally was like, bro, I went to church. It was the freakiest thing ever. I'm talking, and I actually, like, got prayed for there, and it wasn't like all weird where everybody's falling out and stuff. And then I'm like, that's what's up, bro. We talking for hours after that, just talking about God. And he's like asking me questions like, how you know that God was real? How did you know that you were going to change and want to change yourself for what you consider a better why you don't talk as crazy to people online when we play the game. And I just was telling him about things that I was running away from myself. I'd already forgiven my dad at this point from stuff that happened from when we was kids, but I still had a lot of animosity towards my parents, with my mom and Larry at the time. And that's not gonna be a video. They know what I'm talking about, and I'm not trying to say any of this stuff to offend anybody. This is just how it is. I'm really not. But if you are offended by it, I'm sorry. That's on you, because I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. And I'm not being selfish in what I'm doing. I'm talking about what changed me. Why did I become this way? So he's seen all of that. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna try to go to church again soon. I got all this schoolwork and stuff, and I was like, I get that, bro. He was like, just be praying and stuff, and he would ask me to send him scriptures. And I had been talking to Kobe and Zay, like, yeah, bro, like, I'm really trying to get into my Bible again, bro, because it was hard. Like, you got a Bible in your phone, and I wasn't living where my church was at, so it was hard for me to stay focused on God. It was hard for me to make it to services, so I'm just raw dogging life. We're just talking, bro, for weeks and weeks, and then we prayed one time. We prayed like one last time. I got the messages. I'm not finna look them up. But I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I love you, bro. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm happy we patched up everything, because me and him, like, a couple months before that, we had a falling out for a bit. And if it wasn't for my wife and God really being on my heart, me and Zay probably would have stopped being friends, because I was so used to pushing people away after being hurt. Because I've had a lot of people that I got real close to me, introducing to my mom, as friends, like not even just girls, just dudes too. And just like, oh, this person's, I'm very close with this person. Like we mesh on this level. We talk about this, and that. And that's what me and Zay were. We were very close. We talked about our dads, our moms, things that we've gone through. Very similar, very similar life stories growing up. But then we hash it out, and we're just hunky dory playing the game. And then I get a call uh, after like on Sunday night. I think it was the 29th or the 28th. I'm really not sure. It might have been the 29th, but I remember Kobe calling me after we were going to evening service for a revival with this evangelist in our fellowship. His name is Frankie Chi. He was just morning service is really good, telling us about how he got to where he is, like how he's been saved as long as he has, the different life he has, showing us pictures of who he used to be before he found God. And I'm like, man, this is such good. Like, this is good. Like, this, like, got to be God speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody you don't know, and they're coming, and you're talking to your friend that believe in God, but is not a Christian, does not go to church, is not a practicer of Christianity. And you're like, man, like, God really moving. God really trying to show me, yo, get about my business, bro. Get about it, be about it, and stand on it. And then I felt like the devil attacked me. I felt like the devil tried to kick me out of the loop of, not even the loop, out of this castle that God was building, that he invited me into. I was getting serious about God again. Mind you, the year before me and Mimi got married, bro, like we was very much lukewarm. We believed in God, but we wasn't always Christian out of the church. Then I started getting serious, and then we got married. Zay saw that change. He's asking me questions like, "Yeah, you ain't just playing around, bro." And then he dies. Somebody kills him, and he becomes a first 48 case. That is traumatic as heck to somebody like me. For years, had no issues. 2015, when I met Zay, was the last time a friend of mine was killed in the exact same fashion. DeAndre, Mike B, Robert, all three of them died. Mike B died 2 years after I graduated. Actually, no, a year after I graduated. Robert died a year after we graduated. And DeAndre, also, same year as them two, died. All of them got shot. Mike B, yeah, he was kind of hood, but how he died was not hood. Robert was not hood, but got killed because he protected his mom. And DeAndre got killed for no reason because somebody mistook him for somebody else. Then you get Kobe calling me, telling me that Zay died, and I just broke. A part of me broke. Enoch just passed away. I didn't get to make it to his funeral. Zay passes away. And I just forgot who I was. I reverted. I'm talking, Mimi went to the church and told my pastor, Bakari lost his friend. Him and his wife come out there and comfort me, was there for me in that moment. And I'm in service just crying, and I'm singing this song, I will praise the Lord. I will praise the Lord with my whole heart and all of my strength. I will praise the Lord. That's one of my favorite songs. And it was before that was one of my favorite songs, but the ironic, like the irony of that being a song that happens the same night the same day my best friend gets killed, is entirely crazy to me. So I knew Kobe couldn't do it. He hit me up. He was like, bro, can you make the calls? Because I can't do it right now. And I was like, yes. And I tried to be this super strong person. I call Uriel. I tell him Zay died, bro. He got killed. We just started crying. I call Akil. I tell him. He started crying. Zay. Akil, if you watching this, I've seen a lot of your friends that you lost this past summer and the last year. I'm praying for you all the time, bro. On God, I'm praying for you all the time because you're feeling what I felt, but multiple times at once. That sucks. I don't care what anybody say. It don't matter how tough you are. Losing a friend, losing a brother is the worst. I called Tyler, who was another friend of ours at one point, but I felt like he needed to know because there was one point where all of us was cool. I'm telling him, wow, and it's just sad as heck. And I felt like I'm checking up on people, and the only people that's checking up on me is Kobe, my auntie Vanita, my wife, my pastor and his wife, and that was it. I was like my mom checked up on me a couple times, but I ain't gonna cap, bruh. Mine, you low key should have hit me up a little bit more than that at that time. I was not okay. I was not okay for a long time. Um, Uriel, we talked about it a couple times, but I checked up on you to see how you was doing quite a bit. That was not reciprocated. No hard feelings. I swear, I promise you, this is not to be petty, but I'm trying to get people to understand who I am now. So Zay passes away, and I just retreat into a shell of myself to make sure that I do not make the worst decisions of my life. As a human in general, not even just as a man, not as an adult, you need to make sure that any decision that you make is not based off of emotion. Because anytime people make a decision based off emotion, it's never good. It's never good. I wasn't even gonna make this video because when I when I talk when I talk to people about my feelings, those that I consider myself close to, I don't look for pity, and I definitely don't look for people to dismiss how I feel. There's a people that I'm very close with. I'm not naming any names, um, but my feelings get dismissed sometimes. So if you know me, my feelings get dismissed. You ain't gotta hear from me. It don't matter. You do not have to hear from me because you're somebody that I felt like I could confide in as a person, and then it it's whatever. You know that ain't actually happened to you. It's not even that bad. Hearing those different things can make somebody not want to tell you anything. Or when people try to downplay certain things that you've gone through, it makes you emotional, and it makes you kind of get resentful to people. I don't talk to certain people about certain things. And then sometimes I slip up and do it, and they show me once again they don't care. I kind of got lost track right there. But I guess what I'm saying is it's easy for me to push people away, especially when I feel like I'm not getting respected the way that I give out my respect, especially my love. If I'm not being loved the way that I love other people or have that same level of love, I don't care. Nana, you this is for you. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just telling you why I am this way. You invite me to a lot of family things. outside of me having issues that me and my wife are working on with like our financial stewardship, I genuinely do not care to be around the family. Not because y'all did anything, but because when you lose somebody that you're close to, closer than your actual blood brother that you helped raise and they helped raise you, it's like you lose him. When Zay died, it was like Uriel died, or Dante dying, or Rovanti dying, or Akil dying. Somebody that I grew up with, right? I didn't even know Zay for a decade. I knew this man for 5 years plus, like 6 years, right? And I had nobody to confide in. I could talk to Kobe because he know what I'm going through. He knew what I was going through because he was going through the exact same thing. And I wasn't gonna make this video because I've had conversations with people and it's like you don't even care about why I'm not coming around. You don't ever ask me the actual question. Why you not coming? Like, you don't ask me what's getting in your way. Like, I'm sorry, I ain't trying to be no female right now. How they get, but nobody really checked up on me like that for real. When Zay died, nobody in the family, other than my auntie Vanita and Kobe and my uncle Torrance. So when that stuff happens, and you expect, I'm expecting like, bro, how you doing? Like this, how I'm feeling. But I don't get that. It makes me not care. It makes me feel like it's superficial. This is all superficial. I don't take the family serious. I don't care. I love my cousins. I love them to death. I still talk to some of them. I talk to Mikey a lot. I talk to Lejon a lot. I talk to Kobe a lot still. But that's it. I talk to Tevin every once in a while. Very often though, because he's a gamer like me, so we bond over that. But I do not care. I'm not missing anything at all. I'm really not. When I hear anything that's going on in the family, I don't care. I'm not missing anything. It's the same old, same old. And this might sound harsh right now, Nana. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to disrespect or offend anybody. I'm just giving you my feelings. Uh, Auntie Vanita, I talked to her to tell her that I was having a baby. Me and my wife, me and Mimi are having a baby next year. I'm a person that gets excited in the beginning, it dies down, and then eventually the excitement comes back. Auntie asked me, have you talked to Kobe about Zay? And I was just talking to her. I have not cried in a long time, bruh, about this. I haven't cried about Zay in a long time. But I started crying. I'm like, I'm sorry, Auntie. Just give me a second. Because me and Kobe, we're similar. Just me, Kobe, and Zay. Very similar. Three Musketeers. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Very similar, but different. Me and Kobe know we've had a conversation. We had a couple conversations after Zay passed away. A lot of serious conversations. I'm telling him like, yeah, bro, like I'm really trying to get serious about God. Like, he was like, yeah, bro, me too. Like I've been slacking. I ain't even been praying much. I'm like, bro, me either. I was like, we need to be on that. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna be hitting you up. Me and Kobe don't talk as much as we used to, but we talk at least once a week. Because it's not the same, bro. We had 3 brains to bounce off of, and I was just 2. And me and Kobe, we were very similar. So we send each other memes and stuff, and we laugh about it because we know that's it. Ain't nothing to talk about. It's just funny. We talked about where we think Zay could have been, where what could have happened to him, where he could have gone when he died, because we don't know if he got saved or not. We don't know if he went to heaven or hell. Like, you don't know. These are real conversations that people like us have, because we've always been serious with each other when it comes to stuff like this. We joke a lot, yeah, but when it comes to real life, oh, we gets down. We get serious. We talk about a lot of serious things, dude. We talking about when OnlyFans first started popping out. That junk was a freaking workout regimen website, and now it's perverted, and it's a porn website for people to make money. We talked about Twitter, Instagram, how evil TikTok was, how different corporations are literally stealing your information. And like, bro, we're young as heck having this conversation. Like, who the heck we think we are? Jaden Smith talking about the social economic, whatever the heck. We was having those conversations. But we both knew there's nothing more to speak about because he's already gone. We can't change that. And I'm not God, but we blamed ourselves. Man, Zay didn't even get to make it to my wedding because he had school. And we joked about it because it was funny. I'm talking about between me, Kobe, Zay, DJ, and Harry. We laughing about it because them two at my wedding, but my best friend ain't, because he's trying to better his life. So we just joked about it, had a lot of fun. Zay passes away. His funeral comes in February, like a week before, like a couple of days before his birthday. He was going to be 21. Harrison gives me money for me and Mimi to fly to Florida for his funeral. And I couldn't make it because a snowstorm came in. A snowstorm got in the way of me seeing my friend one last time. Thought it was going to be, I was like, that same Thanksgiving, we went to visit Mimi's brother and Kobe's mom and them, because I go every Thanksgiving is for my Auntie Vanita. It used to be the whole family, but when I started growing my locks, it was Auntie Vanita. When I met Mimi, it was her brother and her sister-in-law and their family, and I would love it because they're 10 minutes away from each other. I can be in both places the trip down there. I say, Auntie, can you give me the address where he gonna be at so I can go down there and visit his grave? And she said, oh, I'm sorry, he didn't have a grave. He got cremated. And that broke me, bruh. Two important times in my life, we were not able to be there for each other. Zay wasn't able to come to my wedding because he's trying to get a better life. He's trying to change himself. And I wasn't able to go to his funeral because of natural causes. And I blame myself because, Lord, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I'm faithful to you. I'm putting the work in. I'm not scared to go on outreach and invite people to church. I'm not scared to talk to my family to go to church. I'm not afraid to stand up and be a leader when my wife needs me to be a leader. And this is how you repay me? That's the thoughts that was going through my head. I blame myself for something that I couldn't control for a long time. Partially even now, I was talking to my auntie. I kind of still blame myself for that. Because that was something that was so important. I should have took the risk and drove on them roads, them icy roads, to go just so I can make it, just to be there. For his mom too, bruh. That was the first time I ever talked to his mom, was the night that he died. Ain't that crazy? Me and Kobe told him the same thing. Bruh, you got to get your life together, bruh. Because if you die, if something happens to you, I'm talking about this like year 3. If something happens to you, bro, we're literally never going to know what happened. I'm texting, bro, all day. Yeah, bro, this is and that. Like, you've been praying, or Mimi got some stuff for you to help you out with your hair. And I knew when that bubble turned green, something happened. I should have just known. When that mug turned green, I should have just knew something happened. Luckily, we friends with another one of Zay friends from Florida. And he gets in contact with Kobe, and that's how we found out. A couple months later, after Zay passed away, our cousin Mia, who's like an auntie to me, she passed away. And my cousin Deontay says, why wasn't you at Anak and Mia wedding? I think I was out of town for Anak's funeral. I mean, sorry, not wedding, funeral. I was out of town for Anak's funeral, but I wasn't hurt by Anak passing as much as Uriel was, simply because I knew he was sick. But the way Uriel felt when Anak passed away is the exact same I felt when Zay passed. Then my best friend passes away after Anak. Then Mia passes away. I was not going to Mia funeral, bruh. I said, bruh, Anak passed, my best friend passed. I was broken. I couldn't even make it to that. I couldn't make it to that funeral. I wouldn't have been able to make it to that funeral and be okay. That would have made how I was feeling at the time even worse. I'm trying not to get too emotional because I'm trying to explain myself. I don't go around the family a lot. I don't care. I don't care how my mom feels. I don't care how Larry feels. I don't care about how Uriel and Kendall feel. I'm not missing anything at all. Mimi hit me up, or she pulled me to the side and we talking. She was like, babe, you need to start going around your family. Shoot. I didn't take offense at that because why would I? She right. I should go around my family more and be around them because I want my kids to know their family. I want them to be close to their family as well and make their own decisions on what they would do, whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom raised us to be independent. She used to instill that into me and Uriel. Y'all are going to be strong, independent, black Christian men. She told us that from a young age. And I wasn't Christian until I was 16. And I wasn't independent until I was 15. And I want them to formulate their own ideas. My mom always tells us, if just because something's happening to me does not mean you need to be feeling some type of way about it. So I'm going to do that. Mimi is like, you've been to my family reunion twice and once this year since we've been married. And I'm like, you're right. We've only been to maybe one family event. And I'm always with Mimi's side of the family. Not because I hate anybody, because I don't. I don't hate anybody at all. But I know since that I'm not missing anything, I shouldn't, I don't feel bad, bruh. I just don't feel bad. I really don't. Because I'm rambling at this point, bruh. I still don't feel bad. I still don't. But I'm gonna give it a try, Nana. This for you. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna try to come to certain family things. But if I don't want to go to anything, Larry, Mom, Uriel, Kendall, I'm not gonna go. If you try to make me feel bad about not going, you're lost. I don't feel bad. I don't feel the exact same way that y'all do. Because this person was so important to me, bruh. If I've literally told Kobe, you cannot die before me. I told him that. You can't die before me, bruh. That man was like, bruh, chill, chill. It's serious. Then I think one day you lost everybody that you've had a connection with. Especially at this time in my life, bruh. I wasn't close to anybody. Wasn't close to my parents. I was a ghost in my grandparents' house. I would only talk to my auntie Vanita, my nana, and my auntie Kia. Wasn't talking to Uriel much. It was just me, Kobe, and Zay. Because I'm fulfilling a promise that I made to Rovanti when he was going to the Marines. I'm going to be Kobe's brother while you're gone. We bonded over music. We bonded over video games and movies, TV shows. Me and him have been like this since 2015. Me and Zay have been like this since 2015. Because I had nobody else to talk to. I was at my lowest in my life. I was depressed. I felt like anytime I told anybody about me being depressed or me having anxiety attacks or I was freaking out, it would be minimized. The only person that understood me at that time was my mom, bruh. Because my mom was like, I've been through that. So I know what you mean, but you need to get it under control. You need to figure out what's going to help you be in control in these times when you hurting. When times where you can't control what your brain is doing. My brain already move 1,000 miles per hour. Now you do 1,000 miles per hour in some slick oil depression, but then you shock that same oil with electricity with that. It's just jacked up. How you a fast car that's moving slow on something that you can't even move on and you on fire? That's three things that I'm dealing with at once, and my mom is the only one that understood it. Zay understood it. Kobe understood it. I ain't had nobody else but them. That's why I don't call too many people other than Kobe or my mom or my auntie Kia or my auntie Vanita. I'm trying to get in touch with Nana. I know I talked to Nana. Nana, I know me and you, we used to talk like crazy, but you saw the shift when Zay died. I stopped calling. Auntie Kia, you saw it. I stopped calling. I stopped calling my mom and Larry for a whole different reason, but they saw the shift in me too when I would come visit them after Zay died. They saw it. Y'all all saw it. My smile has not really been on my face since I was 13 because of stuff that I went through back then. And then I just kept having all these, I'm cool with somebody, then they would leave my life. So why I don't care about being around my family is because I don't want to get close to anybody else the way that I was close to Zay, the way that I'm close to Kobe. Because I don't want to get hurt again. I understand death is going to come for all of us. That's not what I'm scared of. But being as close as I was to him and have him disappear from my life the way that he did, I'm not letting that happen to me again. I got a buddy at church. His name is Brent. Me and him are very close. We're very close because I was a sinner. I had backslid and started coming back to church after I had not been to church in like 3 months. I wasn't going to church nowhere. I'm talking about I'm chilling at the house. I ain't got no job, nothing. I'm just playing the game. I mean, Brent, he going through his stuff, and me and him click. I was like, bro, like I was like, man, me and you, we're gonna be real cool. You can just tell. For months and actually for years, me and him do this. He in church. I'm in church. He in church. I'm in church. Meet each other every couple of months. Like, dang, bro, like, I miss you, this, stuff. I was like, how I miss you? I was just there. He was like, oh, I came to evening service. I was like, oh, I came to morning, but I, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, wow. I ain't think I'd ever be this close with somebody again. Not saying, like, me and Brent are, like, best friends or anything. But when it comes to God, I know for 100% fact, outside of my pastor, I can count on him. When he say he praying for me, I know he mean that junk. I know he mean right now. DJ Harrison, this part is for you. Harrison, me and you aren't friends anymore. I told y'all 2 years ago, I'm going to get more serious. Actually, I thought like a year and a half ago, I'm going to get more serious about God. I'm going to be more Christian than I've been next year. Y'all ain't believe me. So when it started happening, I know y'all spirit just feeling some type of way. Because when I would bring up God, not try to convert y'all or anything, but when I would bring up God or say like, yeah, man, I went through this, but God helped me. How y'all treated me was like, yeah, okay. And I was offended. I'm not gonna cap. But I was like, they not even Christian. So I couldn't stay offended long. And then Harrison, this stuff happens. You probably won't see this. I assume DJ probably gonna show you. If he even makes it to this point. You get offended to the highest level, the highest degree a gay person can get. And you think every time you see me, I'm going to judge you. When I blasphemed to my God for you. And you know what I'm talking about. I prayed to him for you in your certain situations. So when I'm hearing, oh, I can't even talk to, like, you wouldn't hit us up in a group chat, nothing at this point. And I'm just like, what happened? Me and DJ, I don't know, bro. What happened? Blah, blah, blah. I know you didn't like one thing that I said, but then when I found out you didn't like this other thing that I said, I'm just like, I was angry when DJ told me, but I calmed myself down immediately. The same way I did when I was like, when I know the situation, like when Jose died, I know exactly how it went down. But when I heard that he got killed, I instantly prayed and was like, God, them two dudes that did this to him, you need to forgive them. A week before that would have happened, I would have said, God, you need to kill them right now. You need to kill them right now, or you need to tell me who it is, or give me a sign to figure out who it is, and I'll go kill them for you. Sorry, for me. That's who I was. I was a critical person. Straight up. I'm going to kill the person that took this from me. Is who I've been my entire life. I ain't never killed nobody. But if the family that knew me from the past knew how violent I was and angry I was, it was only so close. It was going to happen one day. Thank God I found God, because I'm happy. I'm happy, bruh. There's some people that I felt deserved way more pain than I've given them. They deserve way more. Them two dudes, at the time, I wanted them to die. I'm just saying. But I said, God, I'm not feeding into myself. Forgive them. Be on their hearts. Have them ask for forgiveness. Because what I really want is not what you want in your will. They deserve a chance the same way I deserve a chance to repent, to get their life right with Christ, have a relationship. So, Harry, when you did what you did to me, you could ask DJ this. I had to catch myself. I caught myself and said, you know what, DJ? I don't care. I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm not going to stop praying for him, you know. But I'm not going to apologize for being a Christian. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not apologizing for being a Christian. I'm not apologizing for believing in what I believe in. And that bleeds over to you, DJ. I was so thankful for when you and Harry came and comforted me when Zay passed after I told y'all what happened. I was so grateful that there was people outside of family that would comfort me the way that y'all comfort me. Y'all drove all the way up here to come see how I was doing. We talked, we laughed, and we reminisced. Just for years later, me and Harry, I don't even talk to bruh. When he was gone, I was like, I don't miss him, because I don't. It's easy for me to, when I get done dirty, I'm all for that scripture in the Bible. When they say somebody do you dirty, forgive them, and you never got to speak to them again, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And that's a case-by-case thing, because DJ, say me and you stop being friends. I'm not going to care. I'm not trying to offend you, but who I am as a person, I've always been like that. When Haley, when Zaria, when Deanna, when Chase, when Dante from high school, when they stopped being my friends, I was hurt for a little bit, and then I was over it. Because it's already run its course. That friendship has run its course. DJ, if we ever were to drift away, right? I'm not going to reach out. I'll probably, like, if you were, say that, like, you reach out or something, right? I'm not going to treat you no type of way. Harrison, do not contact me. Do not contact me, bro. I'll tell you right now, the way that you ended our friendship was so disrespectful. I don't want to talk to you ever again. I've forgiven you for it. But I'm not missing anything in our friendship, bruh. And I feel like I would have had the comment, if I was in your position, I would have gave you the benefit of the doubt and had a conversation with you and told you, hey, I don't agree with your faith. I don't agree with the way you say things, and I feel like you're judging me. I would have had a simple conversation. But since you didn't give me that, do not contact me. I don't miss you. DJ, I will never make you choose between me and Harrison. I'll never make you do that. But if you choose to, like, I don't know, bruh. Like, we talk every once in a while, and it's just there and gone. But if we just one day just stop talking to each other, I'm not finna be tripping. I'm not gonna trip. Because I told you, when me and Harrison was done, like, being friends, I said maybe our friendship was meant to end at this time. Maybe that season of friendship was over with. And I didn't really understand that at one point, but I understand that seasons come and go. You got seasons of friendship, seasons of love, seasons of growth, seasons of lessons, seasons of failure. And I understand that from a Christian and spiritual standpoint, because I've seen these things in my life. I've seen me punish myself because I sinned against God in a way that I know I shouldn't have been doing. And that spirit and the devil obviously poking at me for a bit, but he's right there with me. So he was right there with me sometimes. Like, yeah, bro, like, it sucks, right? And I'm over here like, man, blaming God for stuff that I did. If our friendship ended, it is what it is. I'm always going. You will always be a good friend to me. Um, we call each other brothers, and I ain't gonna cap. It hasn't felt like that maybe the last 2 years because when I talk about the things that I like to talk about, they're shushed. Um, but when y'all speak about things, I'm open eared. I'm very attentive, and I'm a type of person. I give what I get, and I ain't getting that. We can call each other brothers, but that brotherly love that we had ain't really been there for the last 2 years, and it's partially because like when you moved away, we didn't talk much, we didn't hang out, we didn't game much. Um, but I made sure to be there for you when your grandfather passed away. I didn't even know him, and then I was there for you, you know, when your dad passed away. But I couldn't make it to the actual funeral, but I had been in touch with you just to check on you for like a couple weeks, just to see how you was, because I know that's like if I lost my dad or if I lost Larry, like I'd be jacked up. But I'm not. I don't know, man. I really don't want you to take offense to any of this stuff. Like I'm not really trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm just this is the best way for me to say what I want to say. This is the best way for me to explain how I am as a person. I feel like personally as well, even if Zay didn't die, this all of this would have ended up happening anyways. Because me and Uriel, we don't talk much. Me and Kendall, we don't talk much. But me and Kendall relationship just blossomed like a year ago. Me and Uriel, we've been in and out of each other's like lives, personal lives, for a long time. So it's not easy for us to understand um, each other's each other's thought process the way it was when we were younger, and that's fine. You're not gonna always be close to your siblings as you were. So I understand that. Like me and Uriel, like we bicker, but I will not argue with him anymore. I will stop talking about certain things whenever I feel that the vibe is off. Same thing with my mom and Larry. Like there was one point, bro, I didn't talk to my parents for like 2 years. I would see them, say hi and stuff, but we would not talk for like 2 years. My dad, our relationship has been fixed, but since I didn't call my dad much growing up, I don't call my dad much now, like at all. There's no hard feelings between me and my dad. There's none. I love my dad to death now. I'm happy God fixed our relationship. I'm happy God fixed my relationship with men in general because of how I was raised. But it's perfectly fine. But like my mom and Larry, bruh, Uriel, like, come on. I try to be very open. I don't try to be preachy as much as I used to when I first got saved. Like again, when I got saved when I was 19 and forgave dad and stuff. When I was like, yeah, you gotta this and that. I'm not on that no more. You know, y'all, mom, Larry, Uriel, Kendall, y'all know that God is real. So I don't have to force the envelope. We don't gotta talk about God every time I'm with y'all. We don't even talk about God. We did, hey, I missed you. How's everything been? I'm fine with that. Uh, and I'm happy it's not awkward to speak to y'all. But my grieving process is being in solitude. I guess a part of me is still grieving. It's been almost 2 years coming up, or 3 years, and it's like I'm my own person. I got my own family. I'm not missing anything outside of the bubble that I've made out of my life. I'm not missing anything. That's why I'm not hurt when I miss family stuff. I'm just not. Death doesn't even affect me the way that it did after Zay, Anak, and Mia died. It just doesn't. My Aunt G passed away, right? I didn't cry until like the day before the funeral, and it wasn't even for me. I was happy Aunt G made it as long as she did. My Aunt G has had Alzheimer's since I was 13. It kicked in when I was 13 when my Uncle Richard passed away. My granddaddy is the reason I was crying because my granddaddy's entire world was my Aunt G. So when you got somebody's entire world gone and you know that they're lonely, that did something to me because me and my I'd say, Granddaddy, I love you. And I love you too, babe. And we go about our business. So that's just like death doesn't affect me. I'm not missing anything. I'm happy to see my little cousins grow up. I'm happy my god baby is growing up. Lejon, you're doing a great job. You still making strides. Respect. But I don't feel any remorse about missing anything. I don't like when people invite me to stuff and it's last minute. Don't do that. I'm definitely not coming. At least you can, hey, let's do this, and then I'll come. But don't give me no last minute stuff. I'm not coming to that. And if it's over and above and beyond something that's within my means, I'm really not going. Nana, I'm sorry. I'm not going to Africa with y'all. I'm just not. I'm not finna have the money for that. I got a baby on the way. Yes, I know it's in a couple years, 5 years. That's not on my radar. I love you to death, but you just gonna have to understand I am my own person. I love to celebrate you and Papa because y'all helped my mom out so much with all of her grandkids. But I have my own life, and I'm going to continue to live my own life. And nobody's going to make me feel bad about that. So, family, say this to everybody. If you invite me to something and I say I can't go because maybe I'm broke or maybe I already have something planned already, and you try to make me feel bad about it, don't invite me to nothing else. Don't. You'll see me when you see me. I'll FaceTime you or something. I might pop up somewhere, but you'll see me when you see me because you will not guilt trip me. Nobody can guilt trip me. I'm going to do what I want the same way I have my entire life I don't care about the consequences because there really is none. What, you going to stop talking to me? I don't care. I don't care. That's who I am now. I'm somebody that does not care about every connection in my life. Yes, there are some connections I have in my life that I really love and I want to keep, whatever. But I'm going to let you down because I'm human and I have my own life. If that's the case, you need to start them. You need to invite every last one of your grandkids to come to your house all at the same time. Until that happens, don't expect me to come to everything. Until we talk about what's going on between just our family with the Calhouns, don't expect me to be at everything. Because family is really not, like, outside of my wife, my other family does not mean as much as they used to. Because I just don't care, man. That's just who I am now. I've been through a lot of stuff in the last 10 years. And it's been downplayed a couple times by a couple people. I'm going to go where I want to go. Love is not going to be lost. You don't have to believe. You're going to have to believe me on that. Love is going to be there whenever it's going to be there. But if you make me feel bad about not being able to make it somewhere, I don't have to tell you all my business. I'm being a little transparent right now, just because that's who I need to be. Um, that's who I've had to be since since uh since Zay passed. I've had to be who I say I'm gonna be. Zay died, and I decided to become a Christian more than I already was. Do you know how sick and sad that is? My best friend died, and I got serious. So do not. I'm gonna tell you right now. You can be offended at this part. If you ever guilt trip me, don't expect me to pick up a phone call. I just don't care who you are. I don't. I'm not picking my. And for those of you that might say something ignorant, I'm not picking my church over you. I'm not picking my pastor over you. I'm not picking God over you. But in my experience, the way that I've been treated in situations that I deemed serious or nobody took me serious, I'm going to treat you the exact same way, because that is what you are owed. That's what you are deserved. If I get guilt tripped, I don't care who you are, bruh. Nobody's going to make me feel bad about decisions I make. Only person that's going to be able to do that is God. And that's if I'm convicted and I know I'm doing something wrong. I love being around my mom and Larry. I love being around them. I loved helping Larry move his dad's stuff into storage just to hang around and talk more than I normally do. I'm trying to call Larry more because I haven't really called Larry much since I've forgiven my mom and Larry for what our relationship turned into, and had to ask for forgiveness on my part too. I'm enjoying that. Nana, I definitely enjoyed coming to see you and helping you do yard work at the house, but I have a life. I tell everybody from September to about March, that's the busiest time that I am around the year. I'm doing stuff with church. I got a lot of stuff going on at work, and I'm still trying to better myself. I'm still in school trying to make sure that I can take this test soon. Don't guilt trip me. I've been the most outspoken grandchild, the most outspoken son between both families. Don't make me feel bad about trying to do anything in my life. You can make some time. I could make some time, but that doesn't fit in my schedule right now. I've told you my schedule. Understand that. I'm serious about my life. If Zay didn't die, I probably wouldn't care about being as serious about getting myself together. When Kobe told me, man, I should have moved out and me and Zay moved in together, I literally said, bruh, I could have pushed my wedding back and had Zay move in with me in Murfreesboro. And then when I got married, we could have figured something out. We both said the same thing. We both got serious about our lives around that time. I'm going to live my life the way I think I should. The way I think Zay would not make fun of me about. I'm a man. Nobody can take that from me. The way I'm dealing with this loss. So, y'all have lost people just like I've lost people. And I've always been there for y'all. Uriel knows. Mom knows. Larry knows. Nana, been there for you too when Grandma passed. I expect the same from y'all. What I give to y'all, I expect the same from me. So I'm telling you right now, man. Y'all just got me back. Don't lose me again. Because I'm not going to feel bad. That's all I got to say. Grateful that I've been able to talk about this with y'all, to get y'all to understand who I am. And kind of get to understand like what loss can do to somebody that's normally very cheerful. Everybody has their problems. I understand that. I definitely understand that. Everybody's got their problems. But you really need to treat people the way you want to be treated, man. You can't pull a hierarchy card on everybody. Cause somebody gonna bite back. I've always bitten back. Everybody in the family knows me about that. I've always bitten back. I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet. I'm gonna continue to lead my family the way I see fit, the way that I feel like God wants me to go. I'm gonna do that. But now, when you see me after you watch this full video, you're not gonna be confused on who I am. That's all I got. Probably not gonna edit this much. Probably cut out some parts where I had to pause. But that's who I am. And if anybody got a problem with what I said, you need to deal it with yourself. Don't call me. Because everything that I wanted to say, I've said it here. And I will not further explain myself. It's very clear how I feel. It's very clear how I'm living my life. And I expect you to respect that. Love you. Peace.